Today we are looking at The Adventures of Portland Bill, a British stop-motion animated series that aired from 1983 to 1986. It is set in a fictional lighthouse and follows Portland Bill, his assistants Ross and Cromarty and his dog. So now that we have met everyone, let's take a look at a couple of episodes. First up is Changeable Weather. So we see the lighthouse as Portland Bill starts to narrate. He introduces his mates Ross and Cromarty. Bill then suggests it's time for a bit of cleaning and it's time to whitewash the lighthouse. Cromarty agrees as Bill heads to the service room to check the weather. Cromarty and Ross get impatient as they head outside and start painting the lighthouse. Cromarty then trips over and spills the paint everywhere as Ross laughs at him. Ross then tells Cromarty he is going to distract Bill, while Cromarty cleans up. Ross heads up to upstairs, he tears up some paper and pretends to call the Met Office. He throws the paper outside, trying to trick Bill that it is snowing. Meanwhile, Cromarty has cleaned up as Ross comes and sees him. Ross then rushes back to Bill, trying to keep him away from the painting. He heads upstairs once more and makes it rain by pouring water from the watering can. Bill then tunes into the radio as Cromarty comes in and shouts to Ross to stop the rain. Cromarty then says he is finished with the painting as Bill comes out and looks at it. He then confesses he knew they were messing around as the episode ends. Next we have the tourists. We see the island of McGillicuddy and we see the only shop on the island. We see Eddie Stone as Bill says he does every job under the sun on the island. Bill arrives on the island as he lists what he needs to order. Eddie then says tourists are coming as he gets worried. All of a sudden his grandma comes out and says she is making them cookies. Eddie then spots the tourists as he hasn't practiced his speech. Bill says leave it to me as he begins to show the tourists around. Grandma comes out and tells everyone that they can come in. Eddie announces he is the mayor as he then unveils the bell as he throws it on his foot. Eddie dances as he is hurt. Bill says everyone should clap as they do. Eddie then says thanks as he then takes them on a trip around the lighthouse. Meanwhile, Grandma comes out and gives Bill some hot cookies as he throws them in the water. Grandma then says they will have nothing to eat as Bill then says they can have everything he ordered earlier. The tourists come back as he shows off the cookies in the water for some reason as they want to buy them. The tourists take them free of charge as they head inside and have a drink. Eddie thanks Bill as Eddie offers him a job as a tourist guide. Bill declines as the episode ends. Now we have the fishing match. We are back at the lighthouse as Ross and Cromarty are cleaning up. Cromarty then says he needs to polish his fishing rod as Ross then laughs at his rod. Cromarty explains his amazing rod as Ross then laughs once more. Ross picks up a picture of a real fisherman as he shows it off. Cromarty then boasts about a huge fish he once caught as Bill comes in. Cromarty continues to talk about the big fish. Ross tells him to stop as he then tells the other two he once caught a fish bigger than Cromarty's one. Bill admits he didn't see that one. As Ross starts to panic and says he threw it back in the sea as the two keep saying they got one bigger than the other. Bill then suggests to have a fishing contest as Cromarty grabs his rod and they get started. They head outside as Ross is using a stick. They head off to fish as Bill comes up with a plan. He heads down to the beach and decides to tie the lines together. He tugs the lines as chaos unfolds. Bill then cuts the line as they both fall over. Cromarty then asks what they're going to have for dinner as Bill says he got a tin of beans. They head inside as the two of them say they can eat everything as Bill says get back to polishing as they keep arguing. The episode then ends. Finally we have the seaweed clock. Bill was upstairs looking at the maps as Cromarty then came up and saw him. Cromarty has made some tea for Bill as Bill then gets up and looks at the seaweed at the window. He announces the time as Cromarty is confused on how Bill got the time from the seaweed. Cromarty adds tons of sugar to his tea. He heads downstairs to see Ross fixing the generator. He drinks it as Cromarty asks Ross, "How do you tell the time by some seaweed?" Ross tells him he is crazy as Cromarty explains what he saw. They head upstairs as Ross then asks Bill to tell the time once more. Bill tells the time once more as the other two are confused. Bill heads upstairs as they look at the seaweed. Cromartie pulls it apart as Ross tries to figure it out. They try counting the bumps as Cromartie shouts out rubbish. He throws the seaweed on the floor as he said it could be digital. Bill comes back down as he asks what the time is. Cromartie doesn't know, so he walks away, but he accidentally slips on the seaweed. Cromartie wants to know how he does it as Bill confesses he was lying all along and that he could see the church clock. Ross laughs as Cromartie heads away. The episode ends. Overall, the adventures of Portland Bill was something else, and you can tell it was something of its time. It was short, funny, and was very good. So thank you for watching. If you have any TV shows you'd like to see me do, put them in the comments.